Hey guys, my name's Nate and I'm the Outdoorsman, and if you follow my channel for a long time, you know I like to build survival kits. And if you've followed anything, if you've also followed me, you know I like to do experiments on occasion. This time is really no different. However, this survival kit that I'm going to be building is not really built by me. It's built by you. And you. And you. And you. And you. And you. Okay. It's built by both myself and the community. The community that decides to come and watch this channel. We are building a survival kit together. At least the people who want to participate. We, there in the description down below, there's going to be a form that you can go and fill out and essentially give me information that will be used to then build up more information for us to then continue forward to build a survival kit, essentially. I'll get into it a little bit more, but basically we're going to be building together a survival kit, essentially. Normally with it, I like to set 3 things when I start a survival kit: purpose, place, and priority. The purpose is normally something along the lines of what is it supposed to do? Most people say survival kit so it's to help you in an emergency. Now with me, survival kits aren't your whole kit. If you really want more details on it, there's an episode of my podcast, the Wilderness Wanderers podcast. I'll link it down below. I'll try to remember to link it down below. But it really is just part of your kit, something that kind of helps supplement it in an emergency, has some small tools, some gadgets, something that you may have forgotten at home, or may have been broken, or may have gotten wrecked, and it helps you to kind of push forward. But it is not meant to replace your kit, it's meant to help supplement it. It's meant to kind of sit there until you need it, and if it wasn't there, you wouldn't be out of luck. But if it's there, it kind of betters you in the situation. And this is why I like making survival kits. I like making ones that are small, I like making ones that are big, and the purpose of this one is going to be a small survival kit that fits in most bags, that is waterproof and can reliably store some water. And it's also, as a fun side note, it's built by multiple people, by a community of people. The next thing is, one of the next P's of it is place. Where is this destined to go? Where is this, like, what is the place this is meant to be used in? Often I build mine for a specific place in mind. New England woods, around water. Like, this Vargo bought one was meant to be a water sport one. Meant to be attached to a life vest in case I had to ditch a canoe or a kayak. And it was meant to, if this was all I had on me, I would be fine for a short stint of time. Which is why I put a lot of resources into this one, so that if I had to ditch a canoe or kayak, I would be, for the most part, fine. But I've built small ones as well, like one in my mini Altoids tin, which was meant to be extremely light, and I could take it to places like national parks that it just fit in my lightweight backpack and didn't weigh me down. It just didn't need to be, it just was fine. And it had some stuff in it that if I got into an emergency or if I got lost, it had some stuff in it that I could use. So there's a purpose and the place, and then the priority. The priority is the thing that is going to be used in the form. because this is something that I'm not going to decide for the group, because the place of this one is a general outdoor survival kit. This one's not meant to be one specific region. You can modify this one for whatever region you're in, and I really encourage it if you build this along with us, because I'm not going to tell you you have to build this, and I'm not going to challenge you to build it, but if you want to, go for it. It's kind of why by the end of this, I'd love to have a list. I would have a list, and basically it'd say, this is what we have, this is what we've built together. If you want to build it, cool, this is a community built survival kit that you can build at home, that you could take ownership of and say, I helped build this. This is cool. And sometimes that's why I do things. So the priority is where you kind of come in, or one of the first place you come in. This is where we decide where this kind of decides, where we decide what is the most important thing in the survival kit. Is it fire? Do we decide that the most important part of this is if we want this in case we can't get a fire going? Or is it in case we want more hydration methods on us? Or do we want more first aid methods on us? That doesn't mean this is only going to have fire making methods in it, or first aid stuff, or hydration stuff. This just means it's going to be a little bit more pushed in that direction, and then the other stuff kind of have a little bit less. So some of my ones that I have a little bit extra fire stuff in tend to have a couple extra has a ferro rod, has some extra fire starting materials, has a bit extra tinder in it, have different extra fire methods in it, so that you can get a fire going in it with those different methods in it. Or the hydration one, I know I can get it going because I have 3 different hydration methods in it, or a lot of extra aqua tabs or something, or extra water carrying methods in it. So you gotta kind of think of that. Or is it you want the ability to make a shelter in it, so you basically pack it filled with a bunch of different methods or a bunch of materials that you could use to make a shelter. So those are the priorities in it. So that is something where you can kind of determine the priority of it. So then what we do is I generally would determine the container. I kind of took this into my own hands because otherwise we'd be debating this endlessly. It's an 8-ounce Nalgene container. You probably saw that in the title. I decided this because, one, it's cheap. I'm going to put an Amazon affiliate link down below. It helps the channel, but I don't fully encourage you to use it. The reason I chose Amazon affiliate is because it's a Prime. It's a Prime link, and if you have Prime, you can get free shipping. Truly, if you have an REI near you, go to REI. They have these. It's cheaper. It's like $1.50. $2. So if you're thinking about building this or building one, go to REI. If you're in the US, possibly REI equivalents may still have them too, or look online. They're food safe. I bought a few extras. The dealer I bought it through with Amazon, so I'm gonna look for a different one. I bought a couple of these because I wanted for other containers as well. 2 of them came with tops, the 3rd one didn't. I'm trying to see if I can contact someone about trying to get my 3rd one. So that's why I don't fully admit it, not thoroughly encourage it. But you can probably get them online pretty cheap. So shop around. But yeah, it's a round 8-ounce one. So to kind of give you some idea of the size, it's a 4-inch tall. It's about an 1.25 inches wide. So when it comes to picking the items, because the next thing you're going to be doing is helping me pick items to go into this. And then what's going to end up happening is once I have all the items picked, or once we have all the items kind of suggested, you're going to vote on them in a coming up video. When you're suggesting them, keep that size in mind. You have an 1.25 inch hole to get them through, and you have 4 inches tall of working space. And wide-wise, it's about, we'll say about 2.5, maybe a little bit less, but kind of keep that in mind when you're suggesting items. So after you've chosen the priority, and we have this, and I chose this again because it's cheap, waterproof, small, 8 ounces size, and it can fit pretty much anywhere. If you have wide pockets, you're probably gonna fit in your pocket. That's even food safe, so you can drink water out of it. You then go on to selecting items. There's going to be different categories. There's going to be fire, signaling, water treatment, calorie collection, which calorie collection for me is your ability to collect food or ability to collect any type of food item that you would ingest. To have calories. So it'd be things like fishing, trapping. I'm gonna steer clear or request that we steer clear of hunting because not everyone hunts, and since this is community driven, it's going to be better to steer clear of hunting and possibly even trapping, so kind of be more towards the fishing side because it's a little bit more easy, but it'd be better to stick towards fishing and foraging because those are a little bit those are easier to do in most regions, whereas trapping and hunting are a little bit more niche. It's not saying I'm against those. I'm not. It's just, it's less dubious in some regions. So fishing and foraging are what I'm kind of encouraging, though maybe some trapping, fine, but hunting I'm kind of leaving out. If you want to modify yours afterwards for hunting, all the power to you. Next one's gonna, so after calorie collection, it's gonna be cutting tools. Cutting tools, so cutting tools, with how my survival kit mentality is, generally it's you should have a good cutting tool on you anyways. But if you want to suggest one to go in here, keep in mind again the I want to say again, it's going to be on the note in that, but this is going to be one that's going to be built for not just you, but other people, not just me, but other people out there. So I don't want to see like $100 cutting tools. I want this item suggested to be budget friendly. So items like, so possibly things like a Gerber or like a $15 Gerber would possibly be fine. Or like a $10 Gerber folding knife, something that would fit in here, or even like those little like cutting blades would be fine in here. I don't want to see like large knives because those are better to be on you rather than in here. Something that would be an emergency knife would be better in here. So kind of keep that in mind. And if you so that also brings up the other point of, I'm also going to be weeding through these, and if I find things that are either too big or too expensive, I may not include them in when we vote on items. So if you don't see your items there, don't be offended. It just means I thought it was either too expensive or too big. And feel free to reach out to me if that's the case, or if you have something in mind and you're not sure, reach out to me. You can reach out to me on my the Otter Outdoorsman Facebook page. You can email me. My email account is theotteroutdoorsman@gmail.com. It's on my about page. Feel free to reach out to me, and I can give you some info. I can kind of give you a quick judgment on it. It's not that I don't want to put a knife in here. It's just I want to make it a little bit more. I want to make this an accessible survival kit for most people. I don't want this to be I don't want this to be a $200 survival kit like this. So next would be a light source. Something that would then help illuminate the situation. Which actually, thinking about it, fill this with water, put some light on this. Keep that in mind. Cordage. Cordage is always good. Compass or any navigation tools. Cover. So the cover is one of the ones that I worded differently. There's going to be a few more I kind of word a little bit differently, like the knife and the cover. Cover is more of like, should we can we fit something in here? Can we fit some form of cover in here? And if so, how? How can we fit in here? And I don't want something in here that would basically, you fit a Mylar blanket in here and it just fills this entire thing, and now this is now just a container that holds a Mylar blanket. I would like something that is more like, you know, this Mylar blanket that fits down to the size of a penny. Jokingly that size, or more like the size of a bouillon cube, and like that I've never even heard of, and I'd be like, that's amazing, why haven't I heard of this? Let's throw that in there. And then that would be what we would go, like that would be something to throw in here. I don't think it would be like additional storage. Do we want this going to hold 8 ounces, but maybe a plastic baggie could fit in here, and or some sort of netting or something, again, that it's the size of a bouillon cube. Oh, I'm just going to bouillon cube. Then we have miscellaneous. Miscellaneous would be things like categories I forgot, which if I find categories I forgot, I'll probably just bring them up in the next video, and then we'll kind of vote on those and go from there. Things I forgot, things that you think we should add. I may find, like, I may go, oh, that's amazing, let's add that to the next video. Or things you make great additions. Well, again, add it to the next video. So when you hit each of these categories, what you're going to see is, do you think we should add something that, like, I'll go with fire making. Should we do something with fire making? Yes, no, maybe. You vote on one, then move on to the next. If you say yes, then it's just a hard yes. If it's no, hard no. If it's maybe, then I'll be like, okay, people are dubious on this, so then we'll go okay. And having that yes, no, maybe kind of helps me with the priorities as well. When we know, okay, the priority is fire, but what else should we include? So it's like that, okay, we're going to completely lose out on, okay, we're not going, like, everyone says no on a cutting tool. We're just not going to put a cutting tool in this. I'm going to just or like a majority of people say no on a cutting tool. We're just not going to do a cutting tool. We don't have space for it. So we're just going to, like, when I see it, I'm going to take a look, see what the voting is. I'm just like, okay, we're just not going to include it. So stuff like that. And then there's going to be what style or what type, which is the next one down. And what that's going to be is where you suggest what the kind of thing is. So more of like, so it's a quick at a glance thing for me. So say, again, the fire thing of what style of fire making or fire method, ferro rod, fire piston, flint and steel, things like that. That's where you would kind of say just something kind of quick, so I can take a look, and when I'm looking down the list of things on the when I'm looking through when I'm looking through it, I can be like, okay, everyone suggested a fire rod or ferro rod, or everyone's suggesting, or everyone wants flint and steel in this. Okay, we're going with flint and steel. I'll have to bring that up in the next video, and we'll have to make some sort of modification so this can work flint and steel. Like, something like that will be how we rock it. And then we go from there. And then the next one is specific products. So that's where I gave extra space, so that if you go, okay, let's go with, say, let's go with the cover, and you say that bouillon cube one, you go, oh, there's this really long link. I gave you extra space, so you can just go, here's the link to that bouillon cube size Mylar blanket that can cover you. So I can go, so I don't have to try and track you down and go, oh, that's amazing. And not, so I'm just sitting there going, there's such a thing. But other things, like, say, if you go, like, oh, let's go with fire. Oh, you want a fire pit, you want a fire piston that, like, works with a flick of a finger and you go, oh, I want the fire piston 2010, if you just say, like, I may go, okay, I Google it and all I see is just videos from 2010 about fire pistons. But if you give me a link, I go, oh, that's cool. And I grab the link to it and I put it up to a vote. That's when I then take that and I boom, and that gives me more information. So that's where that kind of comes into useful. I put one at the bottom where then if you want to give any like hints of who you are, that allows me to, if I go, oh, so-and-so, the Boolean cube sized Mylar blanket, and that was by Timmy Survival Man, that will then allow me to go, oh, Timmy Survival Man suggested the Boolean cube sized Mylar blanket. That would then allow me to do that. So, like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to say who you are. You can be completely anonymous. But doing that allows me to see, okay, that's who you are. And I really do encourage you to say that. Just it's from my own records. It's so I know who you are. I haven't decided. I'd probably make the responses public though, so just so you can kind of, like, so people can see what other people are suggesting. Because again, it's a community project. Again, keep this budget mind friendly. What will happen in the next video is I'm gonna collect all the data. I'm gonna say, okay, everyone really wanted a ferro rod. So we're gonna I'm gonna look at the trends and go, okay, everyone really wanted a ferro rod. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick with in the fire method, we're gonna stick with ferro rod. Unless the method, everyone will go, okay, we really want fire. Okay, so everyone really wants fire. We're going to stick with fire method. We're going to stick with a couple different fire methods. A lot of people were interested in both flint and steel and fire, so then let's look at these. Or everyone really wants water treatment, so let's play with the water treatment method a little bit. So I'm taking these different methods that people have suggested. These are some of the products. Let's vote on 3 of these. Like, I'm going to pick the top 3 or 4 of these that people vote on, and we'll add these to the kit, and then we'll also grab a few of the top 1 or 2 of these other items in these other categories, and we'll go from there, and things like that. And I haven't fully figured that one out. I'm going to kind of play that by ear. And the priority there is a well-rounded one, and if everyone picks well-rounded, we'll just kind of pick one from every category, or we'll play it by ear. Like, we'll see how everything plays out. I'm kind of looking to see, I'm going to kind of play with how the numbers go. But again, I want to see how this plays out. So if you guys are interested in seeing how this goes, go into the forums down below. I really will try and encourage people who go to the comments and try and give answers. I really will try and tell you, go to the forums, fill it out, because that's going to be how I'm going to be tracking all this information. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then go to, it may be a few weeks before I come out with the next portion, because I may wait to see until it slows down. Then I'll come out with the next portion, but it may also be due to my scheduling, but it may be a couple of weeks, but I'll try and speed it up after that. But share it with your friends. Tell them what you think. Tell them to come here and check it out and share as well. The more people who give feedback to this, the cooler and more in-depth this will get. And let's just see how this turns out. Let's build a survival kit together. Anyways, my name's Nate. I'm the Outdoorsman. You guys have a good day. Remember, get outside, have fun. See everyone.